I grew up in Candy Creek. I live here. We live here. My parents still live in Candy Creek, and it's just a wonderful place.
Yeah, it's the place we call home, and we've had some lovely homes in University Park, in Preston Hollow, in Northwood Hills, and we choose Canyon Creek. It's just genuinely neighborly, and that's why we like it.
You know, for me, it's the sense of community that we have here. A lot of people don't know we exist because there's highways and big roads that go by us, and there's not a lot of stuff that comes right through Canyon Creek. So it's kind of a little hidden gem. There's a lot of people that are out walking their dogs, they're exercising, they're golfing, they're on their golf carts going to our local shops and restaurants that we have, or going up to eat at the club. It's just that sense of small community that we have here that is my favorite thing.
Sometimes we call it Mayberry, and it feels like that. You know, it's a place where young families and elderly and people in the middle like us all really enjoy each other's company and being a part of the community.
Great.
Location, on the golf course, on creeks with beautiful trees. I mean, these are some of the really special features that we look for, but also, you know, a home that has architectural interest, and then Julia's just masterful at taking something special and turning it into something spectacular.
I love every part of it. My favorite part is the initial parts of planning. Doing all the space planning. How am I going to take a home that was built in 1967 or a home that was built in 1971 and make it relevant for the way that we live today? Generally that means opening up walls, really changing the interior function of the house, but at the same time trying to be sensitive to the architectural style of the house in which it was originally built, and in which the surrounding houses look, so that it's compatible with this eclectic neighborhood that we live in. And I like to embrace those architectural styles of the late 60s and the early 70s, and just make them more relevant for today's style of living.
And that modern form and function is really carefully thought through, and Julia actually has a degree in architectural interiors, which is space planning, and she's done that kind of work for some of the best retailers and commercial office buildings, and she applies that to how she reconfigures and redesigns these homes to where they just naturally flow and function.
Great.
This particular home sits in the middle of the block, and it has a very, very special view to the golf course right off of the pond on the 8th fairway of Candy Creek Country Club. And we're perched up a little, so we have an incredible view of initially 2 fairways and then a creek, and then there's another 2 fairways beyond that. So there's quite this feeling of almost being in the country. You don't feel like you're anywhere near Dallas, Texas, Richardson, Texas. So we have some amazing trees on this property that frame the view looking out to the back. And so that was really the impotence for taking this initially a 1-story property and taking it up to a 1.5 story or 2-story property, and creating another place to enjoy the view from here. And it was a 3-bedroom home and 2-car garage back in the day when it was built, and it had a bit of a Spanish flair. That has all been changed. It has some very special things that we try to keep. one of which was the original brick from this home. The original brick was hand rock-faced brick. And we took most of that brick off of the home and salvaged it one at a time, carefully, salvaged it, and we put it back on the home. Originally, a brick mason actually hand chipped every single one of these bricks, so it really looks almost like a stone house, as opposed to today, brick manufacturers just cast those to make them look like stone. So just little subtle things like that.
So you take something special like that, and then you add a handmade mahogany entry door, and then as you enter the home, you get this cathedral ceiling and spectacular windows framing, this incredible view over the golf course and the pond, and it's putting those kinds of things together that just makes this house really special.
In addition to that, we work with Michael Lyons, who's a well-known Dallas architect, and he really kind of brings my planning and design layout features all together and puts an amazing twist on the exterior details and really helps me to keep it in concert with the rest of the community that we live in.